All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. A pair of 3-0 teams set to lock horns for the right to remain unbeaten. And we're off in Week 4. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He'll get this to Phillip Lindsay, complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Watch twist. Watch twist. 97's the mic. 97's the mic. I'm coming.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he'll find Hall. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 41-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
7.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Going for it all. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
On first down, Rainey trying to run inside, but nothing there. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They'll run on first down. Lindsey. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. You got 3.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Pull it together. 97's the mic. 97's the mic. Drop deep. Drop deep. 97's the mic.
Hey, Haywood.
Come on, QB. Come on.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Now on 4th down, Doug Peterson turns it over to the field goal unit. And his kick here is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for. And Take it.
Let's go.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On 2nd and 7, Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34.
It's now 4th down.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Here's Allen to throw it. Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A big pickup there for the Eagles' 1st down, 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a carry for Lindsey. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Down 80. Stay with your man. Come.
On 3rd down, Allen. Got his man, that's Harry. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. For big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pumps from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw, it's Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown one interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
The Eagles on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Allen. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 13-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for second down. Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Darryl Worley. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? No gain on the play. It'll be second down. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
I know some teams are leery about playing cover 2 because a strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy. But in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
So after the INT, it's Allen. Screen pass to Lindsey. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Philip Lindsay, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
The Cowboys take over first and 10. Let's go. 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Allen now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Dallas Goedert in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point.
Here we go. Here we go.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry?
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
We got this.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw is Prescott toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. He's going to fire one deep left side. And got his man complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That's a 1st down and then some, a 32-yard pickup. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. They're having issues right now getting that running game going.
I wonder if maybe adopting some of the college run game would help here. Because we're still at that stage where you have a bunch of guys saying, I don't know about what the colleges do. And the college stuff is working in the NFL. Bigger line splits, create some more natural running lanes. Might help the offensive linemen get better angles in their blocking schemes.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down. On first down, McClellan. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On second down now, Rainey, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
This will be play number 7 on the drive, 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A first down carry for Smith. And this carry, despite the good move, will be stopped short of the 10. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Hey, no, look, we got Mike 50, huh? Switch up.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. First possession in the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, Allen. He's going to air one out. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jakeem Grant, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 24. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back. Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football. But that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I think we've seen this before. someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Phillip Lindsay the intended target, but it'll be second down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. A run with Lindsay out of the gun. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now Allen to throw on 3rd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 48, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the 35 on 2nd down, Prescott nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. 3rd and long for Prescott. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Danielle Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Check 3.
The Cowboys will go. Prescott. And now here is another interception. Picked off around the 27. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And here's Allen operating from the gun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Grant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. A give, running right, Lindsey. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
97's the mic. Big series right here. We got to step it up. 97's the mic.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen. Over the middle, complete. It's Hall. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run here with Lindsey. Oh, now Lindsey lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run on 1st down. Rainey, and he is met in his tracks behind. The line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Back to throw. Ross. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. And maybe getting a little too cute there on the punt return. Sometimes they forget paramount holding on to that football.
I really do believe most of the return guys think to themselves, when I get the ball, I'm going to make the play that's going to change the game.
I'm going to break it.
I'm going to break it. And you love that they have that attitude, but your point is so well taken. What do you have to do? First and foremost,
hold on to it.
Take care of the football. That's all he needed to do.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. So Allen's going to look to throw. Eluding the pressure. Allen hit. He lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
53, check 53. Let's go, defense. 52. D, man up, D. Check 4, to go.
Allen now throwing on 3rd and long. Looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.